So this is the Shining I decoded, but it has like sentences, dates, cards, songs, YouTube videos, genres, timestamps, behind the scenes. 3/16, 2016, 64,000 likes, 3,563,622. Fantasia during show maze attempting to kill Danny by Jack. Song artist Ray Noble. Quote, midnight with the stars. 15:43 timestamp. I went to take a bite of soup. Shelley Duvall says 7/7 timestamp for the song. 15:52 song starts playing. Walt Disney's Fantasia, The Nutcracker Suite, Op 71A, Arabian Dance, Leopold Stokowski. I underlined Philadelphia in Philadelphia Orchestra so that you could watch Philadelphia Decoded, I think it's called, if you're interested in that. 3 Mile Island, 8 of clubs, Uranus, info is what I wrote. 3/28/1979, 45 years ago. On the side, I wrote Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I circled it. Cards of Destiny, that's the 8 of clubs, repeating twice. Rite of Spring, Leopold Stokowski, Philadelphia. Timestamp 22:24. Stanley Kubrick cues the music at this timestamp of a made video on YouTube. From the timestamp 22:24, 2:42 timestamp. On the right, 7:34 timestamp. And I have an arrow pointing up, arrow pointing down, and it's one arrow. Underneath it is 14:50 timestamp. On the side I wrote 4:58 timestamp. I underlined all those numbers. Then I wrote 15:52 timestamp. Walt Disney's Rite of Spring, Fantasia, Leopold Stokowski, Philadelphia Orchestra. 7:58 I wrote on the side. I wrote 2 timestamps, arrows pointing to the timestamps, connecting it through a line. 14:50 timestamp, 7:34 timestamp. Then I wrote a lot of different timestamps with arrows pointing to 2 different numbers. The first 2 number timestamps are 17:4, and the arrow 5:20. 17:47 with that arrow, 4:37. 18:57 with the arrow, 3:27. Timestamp 20:34 with the arrow, 1:50/1, and it's lightly written. That's intentional. 20:39 is the arrow. 1:45. 20:40. Then there's the arrow. 1:44. 20:48. Then there's the arrow. 1:36. 20:50. Then there's the arrow. 1:34. On the right side, let's see. There's symbols. There's a sun with a number 19 next to it. There's a blacked out image of something I drew, and then I blacked in whatever the drawing was, and then it's 18. Then there's another sun, another 19. Then Aquarius, 17. Under that, it continues. It's a waxing crescent moon at the timestamp 2040. I wrote AKA Capricorn 15 equals 2 club. On the left side, I drew kind of like, let's see, it's like a cross with a circle, but it's off the center. Then I wrote that arrow that has 2 arrows pointing outside of it with a line going through it. Underneath that, it's a circle, but it kind of looks like a generic arms of the clock, and it's a simple looking clock. 144 equals waxing crescent moon. 18 is written above that, equals a dollar symbol. The next line is a circle with a cross, but it's off center, but it's almost in the center. There's a I outline. 144 timestamp equals 5758. A pi square, but also kind of looks like a pi square and a symbol, like mathematically. 758, underneath that is equal. Then it's expanded arms, so like it would be like thick lines of the peace symbol. It's like a thicker outlined peace symbol, but only the piece in the center, not the outside circle. Then it's more of the breakdown of Rite of Spring. Rite 2145 breaks down to 12. Brianna of 7815. My 2 club, the devil spirit card. Spring 382153. 215 are separately underlined. 22, there's an underline. 2 different words, 3 words. Beaver, the Fool, ego card, 9 of clubs. 49/4. I wrote Ruth's a crazier mom, ellipses, with a drawing of a scared looking lady, like black hair that goes to her neck. There's no neck, it's just a floating head looking off center, scared and waiting for what they're gonna get, I guess. I wrote Jupiter with a little radio signal frequency. Friends, family, siblings, cousins, extended knowledge. Me holding money. And above a weight scale on 2 generic human drawings. And then there's 6 coins underneath them. I wrote Neptune, Jupiter, Mercury symbol, the Gemini and Gemini written. Mercury symbol, Sagittarius symbol, 6 of diamonds equals that drawing with those words. And then I wrote 1233, the timestamp. And then just the ending is a moon. And then let me see. It's like a simple generic drawing of a moon. And then, let me see, Lilith symbol. And it looks generic. And then people maybe should look at their retrogrades. I wrote, does our written language keep us looping? Earth and Mars are just written. It's just written, there's not really anything. Maladaptive daydreaming from those planets. Right, well. And then I wrote and began another decode after that, but on the same page. So that was the next one. That's psychology. I guess I was starting another one before I got books. So yeah. Okay. I hope that's sufficing. My style's not like Logan's, the instructor I learned things from, so I hope that was useful, has purpose. But Shelley Duvall is the reason, and it enlightened me. It was a mix of all that stuff and hearing those music, and it was behind the scenes of her talking to Stanley Kubrick and then how they talk to each other. I never heard that before outside of the normal interviews you hear, and then with him separate, with her separate. It was something about hearing them, and they talked to each other, and it wasn't like it seemed, I guess, but like they could go and they kind of talked like they were like close, like they could communicate, and it seemed like they were close, but like I'm not explaining it, but maybe those words and timestamps, numbers, and planets, and cards, and drawings help. So thank you for the methods. And then I just did that on her birthday, around her birthday, before she, and during and after she passed away. It has her energy. So thank you to Shelley Duvall. It's not my energy. And I don't know if anybody tells her thank you. So it wasn't me all the way. Thank you, Logan.